Most people can't remember what they ate last week, let alone where they were a year ago. But for people all over the world, the moment they heard about the September 11th hijackings will forever haunt their memories. Here are your memories of then and reflections on where we are now, both as a region and nation.
As I turned the lock and opened the door, I heard my executive assistant, Colleen, scream. And I ran in the direction of the scream, found her in one of the inner executive offices watching the television. And she pointed to it with a horrified look on her face and her hand over her mouth. And I watched as a replay of the plane hitting the second tower was being shown.
Going back 10 years ago, I was in 6th grade. I remember rushing into my 3rd period, and our school was kind of like in havoc, like it's just chaos, you know. Our teachers were kind of, no, stay in class, the rest of the classes are canceled. So for a 6th grader, it was just kind of like, what's going on, like confusion.
I was at home, and actually I was recovering from some minor surgery, and I was due back in about 2 or 3 days, but when this had occurred, I came back immediately that day. But I was at home and actually watching the morning news, Today Show, and they said it could have been an accident, but then it got worse and worse, and it was frightening, it really was.
Just got up to go to work, listened to the news, and it said a plane hit the tower, and thought, sightseeing airplane, something like that. Shaved, got cleaned up, and went and turned on the TV, because I just had the radio on. And it showed the jet going in, and I went and woke my daughter up. I told her. Then I hung around for a while and watched it, and started going to work, and I heard it on the radio, another one came in. It was pretty dramatic.
Images of these extremists and their acts that kind of really brought a lot of the misunderstandings for certain people. I remember we had like this "I love Allah" bumper sticker, and Allah is the Arabic word for God. So I remember we were driving and we were like on one of our roads, we were turning, and a driver in the other lane kind of came up to our car, and there were I think 2 or 3 passengers in that car, but the passenger in the back seat put the windows down and kind of came out and had like a bat, and I remember like shattered like the back. It's like our religion or our society or community was never really given a chance. Islam is a religion of peace. The religion, in a sense, was attacked.
It's my birthday. It's one you won't forget. Well, you can't forget your birthday anyway, but it's definitely a solemn reminder. It kind of takes, I don't have parties anymore anyway, too old to be worried about that. But it just kind of puts a solemn end on something that should be different. Not here very long, and it's nice to celebrate another year once in a while, and kind of takes a celebration out.
To me, it was a wake-up call. It was a wake-up call that we really weren't prepared. Well, actually, a lot of good came out of that, a lot of planning.
We've, from a professional standpoint, taken much more pains to plan for unanticipated emergencies. But the more you plan for those things, the less prepared you feel, because you realize that there are so many contingencies you can't possibly plan for, the more vulnerable you feel.
In the 10 years, our nation's grown, people accepting people of different cultures and faith. That's what I really like. And it's been good 10 years of learning.